Hello, YouTube. This is Honey, and I am today going to retone my hair with DIY purple hair dye. I've been doing this every 2 weeks, and today is the day I'm going to be doing this for you. And what else are we going to do here? We are first going to show you the different steps, and then I'm going to show you how fast you can actually do all of this, because I literally do this super fast, and also using a DIY version is going to allow your hair to be stronger because the toner actually really thins it out and dries it out if you get it in the salon. I'm in quarantine right now. It's day 12, and that's why I decided that I'm going to do it before I leave in 2 more days. So all you need is a funnel if you have some. You need some dye. I use a Venetian violet. You can use anything that's organic, and you can use food dye as well. You need conditioner. So I'm using Aromatherapy Associates. I'm currently in the JW Marriott. So I'm using the Aromatherapy Associates conditioner as a conditioner base. And then you just need a little bottle of anything so that you can actually squeeze it in. And also some gloves. So I have some gloves so that you don't get your fingers purple. So first step, super simple, is just to open a container that you have where you want to be mixing your dye. Squeeze a bunch of conditioner in. So just squeeze it right in there, all of it. And you squeeze it again, the other one. You just want to make sure that you can make as much as you can in one go, so you don't have to do it so many times. And then what I do after that is I make sure all of it is in there. So I press it all in. Other one too. Woo! All right. And then after that, you take your dye. I put it inside a little droplet bottle, and then you open it. And I usually do like a whole thing, a whole tube full of it. So you just put it in. It's really dark dye. And if you want a little bit more, in this case, maybe if I don't want to do it for that soon, I can always do another whole syringe in it. Syringe or droplet. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add water. So I'm just going to turn on the tap, and I'm going to add some water. I'm going to see straight away that this is very, very purple. Right, I don't want to pour it in here. So just cover it up. I'm just using a simple container, and then shake it. Shake it like shake it like a Polaroid picture. So this is important because you just want to make sure that you're shaking it as much as you can. And you also want to make sure that your sink, like the sink is white, so it stains it. So you want to make sure that you actually lay something down so it doesn't go directly on the sink, because it takes a couple of days for it to fade away completely. It's really annoying, but it does fade away. So you got to just make sure that you're mindful of that. And then once that's done, you can wipe your hands dry so you can open it, and it's still worth it. And voila, you've got your first bunch of purple thing, and then you want to pour it in your bottle. So you just open your bottle, put a little funnel on top, and pour it in. See what's going on. It's gone in. Pour more of it in. All in. I think it's all in now. And the reason why you want to do this is you just want to make sure that you want to make sure that the opening of it is small, because then it's easier to access, especially if you're squeezing it out and you're trying to direct it. And then you shake it again. Shaking is very important because you want to make sure that the dye is evenly distributed in the liquid. so that you don't get like clumps of extra purple. And the less you put in, the more purple it's gonna, the less you put in, the more silver it's gonna be, and the more you put in, the less silver and more purple. So wear your gloves, tie your hair in sections. So I let out the first section there. And then wear your gloves. I just took some of these COVID gloves from the flight because they gave us gloves on the plane. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. I needed to do my hair anyway. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure it's really well shaken. And then you want to make sure that I like to turn on the water just because I'm going to put a piece of plastic on the sink so that it doesn't actually, it doesn't get too crazy in there because I don't like it when I have to clean the sink so much. So I'm putting plastic all around the sink just so that the purple will just fall into the plastic before hitting the bottom of the sink. Just to give it a little bit more protection. And what I'll do is I'll actually start from the bottom. So start from the roots all the way on the inside here, right? And you want to make your way out. So pour a bunch in your hand and hold your hair up. Lay it down where the roots meet, where it wants to start getting purple, and just pull it through. And a bunch will just fall into the sink. And you just want to keep pulling it through and make sure that the edges, the parts where your roots are meeting the dye. And as much as you can. And then you can even get the stuff off with plastic or the sink, and you can just keep going through and run through it. And then just leave it in there. And once you're done with one side and you feel like everything has gotten its thing, you move on to the next side. Make sure that no hair gets left behind and get it on the little clump first. Same thing, pour a bunch in your hand and then lay the bottom of it right through it so that you can actually get it right through to that. And I'm gonna put some water on the sink so that it doesn't stain, because the sooner you wash it off, the less it stains. And so there was a little bit earlier on. I just want to make sure that that is not going to stain it. Okay, so here we go. There. And you can check in the mirror if it's all in. But once it is, and you just leave it in there. And then you go to the next layer and you let out a little bit more hair from the top. And you want to let out maybe like an inch. You can do as much or as little as you want. I prefer going medium rate, but sometimes when I'm busy, I want to get done fast and I just do it in like 3 goes. But the less you do it, the more you can control how much dye each section gets. So we'll split it into 2s, just like we did earlier. Make sure nothing is left behind. Make sure in the mirror. Okay. And then here you want to make sure that, ooh, we need a comb. Sometimes it's useful to have a comb as well. Now we can see that the top part of the white begins here, so I want to start from here. So pour into your thing, go all the way up there, turn it around maybe even, and then place it in there. Make sure it's getting a lot of it, and then pull it right through. And then do it again. Grab whatever fell off and go through it, going right through to the top, just to make sure that it's evenly distributed as fast as you can through the entire section. Okay, and then you do the same thing on the other side. Whoa, okay. This one starts all the way up here. All right, so this is going to be interesting. It's all the way right up there for this one. So you gotta make sure that you get it all the way up there. Just check in the mirror to see if it's gone up there. And I noticed that it hasn't. It hasn't, so I have to go all the way back up there again. Ooh. Go back up and come back down. Okay. Come back in down. And then get some more hair from the top. Might want to leave a little bit at the end for the fronts, right? So you can also tie front, or you can just have everything come down. This is the lazy way. It's not going to go too well, but I'll show you what it looks like when you do so much at once, which is going to be a little bit more challenging. I'll split into 4 pieces. So do this first. And then I'll do the rest. So this one, we thought needs to go somewhere else. Okay, it shall do. It's not that clean. Okay, so here, do the same thing. Same thing, run it right through. Ooh, this conditioner smells so good. And the same thing on this side. And then more. More for that spot. You see that white one? So you want to just make sure that all that white stuff has got it. And going right through, just like what we did for the others. Can do it again. Can even get all the hair together to go through it. And you just leave it in here for about 10 minutes. Depending on how strong your hair is, you can always color check it by washing a bit out. And the idea is that you can just wash it out whenever you feel like you have enough color. And that's it. That's really it. It's super simple. And it's really easy to take care of your hair this way if you are not wanting to go to the salon due to these restrictions. And also, if you want to be making your own hair toner, this is a great way to do it. If you have blonde hair or light colored hair and you want to lighten it up, then just use less of this purple. If you want purple, then you can obviously use more. So I'm going for a darker purple. It really fades after 2 weeks. So if you make a mistake, don't worry, it'll just come back and it will return back to the color that it was originally. So at the end, you can just wipe the sink down. So right now my sink is kind of purpley, and just gonna wash everything out, rinse everything out, and it will just come out. You just have to wash it a little bit and scrub it a little bit with some detergent, and it will come through. Because I actually did this on the second day and it was all purple, and I was like kind of not wanting it to be purple. And then, yeah, and then it works. So this is it, guys. Follow along. Let me know how it works for you and how it works for you. I'd love to see pictures of it after. If you have created your hair color, you can also use many different colors. There's a lot of organic dyes all over Amazon that you can check out. And I'll probably just put some links below as well to the specific one that I'm using. And good luck. There's so many other videos on this channel about how you can live your best life, live your you only live once life, be yummy in your body and your business, and live and express who you are in your voice. So see you in one of the other videos, and I will talk to you soon.